Good afternoon and welcome to Bill Simone Field as we get set for this afternoon's game between the visiting Iona Gales and your Pacific Tigers. Hello, everyone. Paul Meison's glad you could join us on a sunny and a bit windy afternoon as the Tigers defensively from left to right in the outfield, Bourne, Anderson, and Moran Rowan. In the infield, Gustafson at third, Habib at short, Zapatosny at second, Lawners at first, and Sellers behind the plate. And getting the start here this afternoon for the Tigers in the circle is the freshman Kenya Lindstrom. Lindstrom is coming off a complete game shutout in the Tigers' last game, which was last week, as the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Ashlyn Morris, misses low and outside for ball one. Lindstrom on the season, 3-3 with a 5.19 ERA, but as mentioned, Tigers were last in action last Wednesday, a doubleheader sweep over Colgate, as the Tigers won game one 4-1, and then a walk-off win 1-0 in game two, as the freshman from Colorado pitched her first complete game shutout of her college career, as the 1-0 is a called strike. Morris, a junior left fielder, batting .291 on the season, and a high chopper that'll get over the third baseman Gustafson's head, and Habib, even if she had fielded it cleanly, really was going to have no chances. That took a high hop over third. So Morris, a leadoff base hit for the Gales. Gales 5-10 on the season. They have had weather issues this season, thus just 15 games so far, while the Tigers 13-11. As first pitch swing, that's hit in the right field for a base hit. The throw to first, though, in time, so not a base hit. Miller is retired 9-3 for the first out of the game. So the hard hit ball through the hole between first and second, and Moran Rowan quickly gets to it and throws out Miller for out number one. And that'll bring up designated player Christine Costello, batting .353 on the season, as the first pitch from Lindstrom in there for strike one. Costello, a senior, batting .353 on the season, as the 0-1 misses in the dirt for ball one. Costello, one of four Gales to have played and started now in all 16 games, as the 1-1 is in the dirt once again for ball two. Lindstrom now through 30 innings this season has allowed 22 earned runs, walked just 10 while striking out 15. It's a 2-1 pitch, and it's hit right to Lawners at first, and it goes off her glove and rolls just a few feet into foul territory, but she's able to recover in time and get it and step on first for the out. So Costello is retired 3 unassisted. Down to third goes Morris. And now with 2 outs and a runner at third, up comes cleanup hitter Kristen Turner, the junior, batting .429 on the season. 3 doubles, 2 home runs, a team best 11 runs batted in, as the first pitch from Lindstrom on the inside corner for strike one. Inside pitch swung on a miss. Turner now behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Mark Maciel behind home this afternoon. Thomas Eddy at first. Vince Price down the left field line. Very familiar faces here at Bill Simone Field, as the 0-2 pitch misses the outside corner for ball one. Tigers, after today, will be headed to UC Davis for a tournament this weekend. And that's the 1-2 pitch misses high for ball two. See the wind blowing out well to right field here this afternoon. And after getting ahead 0-2, Lindstrom now with 3 straight pitches out of the zone, and the count now full. Tigers looking for their third 3-game winning streak of the season. And Turner works the walk. So Turner, after falling behind 0-2, earns the walk, and that'll bring up shortstop Katie Newton, a junior, batting .333 on the season. Second best on the Gales team this season with 8 RBIs, pair of home runs. As the first pitch to Newton from Lindstrom misses low. After 5 straight pitches out of this strike zone, finally Lindstrom with the strike on the outside corner. Pacific holds a 2-0 record all-time against Iona. As that's lined over Zapatosi's head and into right center. That'll score a run. And getting to it and keeping it from rolling to the wall is Anderson. But the Gales a 2-out RBI, and they lead 1-0 as Katie Newton, the RBI single.
The center fielder, number 42, Kelsey Long.
So Gales will once again have runners on the corners with 2 outs. As up comes center fielder Kelsey Long, Jr., batting .296. Lindstrom hitting the outside corner for strike 1. 2 times these 2 teams met previously was back in 2010. Here at Bill Simone Field, Tigers swept a doubleheader by a combined 17-0 score. So that was the first run ever scored by the Gales against the Tigers. Oh, 2 pitch. Well outside. Long holds up. One, two, misses high, headed towards second. The throw is made. Zapatosi did a nice job to catch that, to keep that from getting into center field. So the stolen base for Newton. The 3rd stolen base on the year. He's now a perfect 3 for 3. As the 2-2 pitch fouled straight back. Middle infield playing back. Corner infield even with the bag, and Lindstrom hits the outside corner for strike 3, but the Gales get a 2-out RBI base hit, and after half inning, the Gales lead the Tigers 1-0 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the bottom of the first inning. The visiting Iona Gales lead 1-0 over the Tigers. As the Gales defensively from left to right in the outfield, Morris, Long, and Miller. In the infield, Schutz, Newton, Chaparelli, and Turner. Danner behind the plate, and in the circle for the Gales is a sophomore left-hander, Jessica Harkness, who is 2-2 on the season with a 6.23 ERA. It's in 21 and 1/3 innings. She has allowed 19 earned runs while walking 11 and striking out 7. Sarah Anderson to lead off for the Tigers. Anderson batting .371 on the season, .594 when leading off an inning, as the first pitch from Harkness misses high for ball 1. And Anderson a high hopper, and she's going to beat that out for a base hit. So similar to how we saw the Gales start off their half of the first inning, a high chopper, and even though this one was to the right side of the infield, by the time the second baseman, Chaparelli, fielded it, Anderson, who runs very well, was already almost at first base. So Anderson, the infield single to lead it off, and that'll bring up right fielder Haley Moran-Rowan, who is hitting .234 on the season. The junior from Stockton. We'll see if she tries to bunt here. Already showing bunt, and the bunt is straight back for strike 1. Before the doubleheader sweep last week, Tigers in their home wins have put up runs in bunches for just 4 in game 1, and then the 1 run in the nightcap, a 1-0 win, as no bunt there, swings and misses at a low pitch for strike 2. Moran-Rowan, one of 6 Tigers to have started now in all 25 games this season. Does have 2 extra base hits, both triples, as the 0-2 on the outside corner for strike 3.
Batting third, the second baseman, number 7, Nicole Zapatosny.
Oh, that'll bring up Nicole Zapatosny, the senior second baseman, batting .300 on the season. Leads the Tigers with 5 home runs, 18 runs batted in. And it's gone through some streaks, to say the least. Was held without a home run the first 11 games of the season, before 5 home runs over the next 9 games. Anderson at first, 4 stolen bases on the season. And the catcher, Danner, throws down at first. Anderson back in safely. Zapatosny also 5 doubles on the season, as the 1-1 is very high for ball 2, and Anderson had taken an extra step or 2 towards second, had that ball gotten over the head of the catcher Danner, but then had to go back, and Danner threw down once again. (2-1) bounces in the dirt for ball 3, and again Danner keeping a close eye on Anderson. Zapatosny has walked 6 times on the season. And the 3-1 pitch just hits the corner for strike 2. Zapatosny has certainly seen a lot of full counts over the last month or so. And another one here. Anderson, the runner at first with 1 out, as that pitch is high and inside for ball 4. So Zapatosny with the 7th walk of the season, and the Tigers now with 2 on and 1 out for Sydney Lawners.
Batting cleanup for the Tigers, first baseman number 44, Sydney Lawners.
Lawners batting .357 on the season, tied for second on the team with 3 home runs. Also is second in the team with RBIs with 16 on the year. As she watches that first pitch from Harkness go by for a called strike 1. There's the sophomore first baseman, which is that off-speed pitch miss high and inside for ball one. One fouled off over the Gales dugout. Pacific head coach Brian Colsey, 4 wins away from 700 in his career. One-two misses high. Well, Tigers head coach Brian Colsey in his 24th season. Gales head coach Melissa Inoue in her 4th season. As the 2-2 swung on a miss. So the second strikeout of the inning for Harkness. As Lawners goes down swinging for out number 2.
The batter for the Tigers is the catcher number 10, Rachel Sellers.
The Tigers will need a 2-out base hit. Hopefully score a run here in the first. That'll bring up catcher Rachel Sellers. Sellers 370 on the season, 12 runs batted in, 5 doubles, 3 home runs. And first pitch swing, she fouls that one straight back over our heads. Sellers twice this season has been West Coast Conference Player of the Week. In fact, 2 came in a 3-week span. 0-1 off-speed pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Sellers down in the count 0-2, lays off as that pitch just misses the outside corner for ball 1. Harkness in the circle, a sophomore from Milford, Connecticut. 5'3" left-hander fires, and it's popped up in the infield. The shortstop, Newton, will make the catch for the final out. So the Tigers get a leadoff base hit, but do not score. After 1 inning, Gales lead the Tigers 1-0 on PacificTigers.com. The City of Stockton Municipal Utilities Department asks you to help with water quality and water conservation. Help us maintain clean rivers and a clean delta for everyone by reporting any sewage or bad-smelling water in the street or water running in gutters. Reporting possible problems helps everyone to maintain a clean water supply and healthy environment. Call the 24-hour Emergency Service Center at 209-937-8341. We head to the top of the second inning with the Gales in front 1-0. Both teams were able to get a leadoff base hit in the first, but the Gales were able to capitalize, getting a 2-out RBI base hit by Newton to take the 1-0 lead, and the Tigers had 2 on with 2 outs, but could not score. So the 7, 8, 9 part of the Gales order due up here in the second inning, as catcher Tori Danner will lead off. Danner batting 154 on the season. As the first pitch from Lindstrom misses low and inside for ball 1. Danner 2 for 13 on the season. The 1-0 misses low and inside for ball 2. Danner, the sophomore catcher from Clarksboro, New Jersey. Fouls off the 2-0 pitch. She stands about as close to the plate as possible, really trying to take away that inside corner. As the 2-1 misses, or does not miss, in there for strike 2. Bit of a delayed strike call by home plate umpire. Two, a couple hopper right to Zapatozny at second, who will make the short throw for out number 1. So for the first time this afternoon, the leadoff batter is retired as Danner grounds out 4-3.
Number 18, Sarah Schutz.
And that'll bring up senior third baseman Sarah Schutz, who has started in all 16 games for the Gales, hitting 143 on the season. Schutz from Tarpon Springs, Florida. And the first pitch from Lindstrom, a called strike. Sunny skies, some clouds. A strong wind blowing out towards right field here this afternoon as the 0-1 misses. Zapatozny at second, playing almost on the edge of the outfield grass. And it's the 1-1 bounces in the dirt for ball 2. Two balls, one strike. One down here in the top of the second. As a swing and a miss for Schutz for strike 2. Lindstrom does have one strikeout on the afternoon. She got Long to strike out looking to end the first. And the 2-2 on the inside corner for strike 3. So the second strikeout of the afternoon for Lindstrom. As Schutz goes down looking for out number 2.
The second baseman, number 13, Kimberly Schiaparelli.
And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter in the Gales order, Kimberly Schiaparelli. And the first pitch in there for strike 1. Schiaparelli, a freshman from Mamaroneck, New York. Now down 0-2. And now 0-2 misses low and outside. Lindstrom looking for a 1-2-3 inning, and looks like she'll have it as that's a one hopper, two habit, but Shorter will fire across for the third out. So the Gales go down in order in the second after an inning and a half. Gales lead the Tigers 1-0 on PacificTigers.com. we head to the bottom of the second inning with the 6, 7, 8 part of the Tigers order due up. Gustafson, Bourne, and Habib. As the Tigers got a leadoff base hit from Anderson, and then a walk with one out by Zapatosny. But Lawners went down swinging, and Sellers popped out to end the top of the first, stranding a pair of Tiger base runners. Gustafson, junior third baseman, hitting .242 on the season. As the first pitch from Harkness is in there for strike one. Misses high. Can hear the wind in the microphone. One. Pop up foul near the Gales dugout. Not a bad crowd here at Bill Smythe, despite the early start compared to normal. It's a 1-2, misses high. Good amount of fans dressed in Gales colors here this afternoon. As a 2-2 to Gustafson is fouled straight back. See the Gales pitcher Harkness wearing a mask over her face. Can't say I recall seeing any pitcher yet this season wearing one here at Bill Simone. As a 2-2 misses high for ball three. Gustafson, after falling behind, has worked the count full. She has walked 3 times on the season. As the 3-2 swung on a miss. So Gustafson goes down on strikes. The third strikeout already for Harkness.
The left fielder, number 30, Molly Bourne.
And that'll bring up sophomore left fielder Molly Bourne. Bourne hitting 188 on the season. Batting from the right side. And first pitch swing, it popped up in the infield, and the shortstop, Newton, took a step or two in before having to backtrack and making the catch. So the 5 outs recorded by Harkness, 3 from strikeouts, and the other 2 on pop-ups to short. And Habib will step in. Melanie Habib, the Tigers shortstop, batting 160 on the season. 8 for 50, 1 triple, 1 home run. As the first pitch from Harkness misses low and outside for ball 1. Harkness looking for her first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon, and there's another pop-up to short that is caught by Newton. So the Tigers go down in order in the second. After 2 innings, Gales lead the Tigers 1-0 on PacificTigers.com. Shopping and dining destination. Enjoy boutique shopping, our award-winning restaurants, and family-friendly atmosphere. Conveniently located at Pacific Avenue in Benjamin Holt. less than 15 minutes from the University of the Pacific. Visit LincolnCenterShops.com for a list of stores that offer a discount to all UOP students. Lincoln Center, always in style. As we head to the third inning with the Gales leading 1-0. The top of the order for the Gales, Morris, Miller, and Costello. As Ashlyn Morris led off the game with a high chopper over Gustafson's head at third that was fielded by Habib. And then Morris would come around and score. As the first pitch from Lindstrom to Morris misses well outside and in the dirt for ball one. Morris now 304 on the season, 421 when leading off an inning. As the 1-0 hits the outside corner for strike one. Both Lindstrom and Harkness recorded 1, 2, 3 half innings in the second inning. As that's chopped up the middle, Habib will field it and make the throw. And Lawners does a nice job to keep her foot on the bag. So Morris is retired, 6-3.
Second, the right fielder, number 6, Courtney Miller.
Second inning in a row, Lindstrom is able to get the leadoff batter out, and that'll bring up Courtney Miller. Miller was first pitch swinging, hit a hard hit ground ball through the hole between first and second, but Moran Rowan was able to get to it in shallow right field and threw her out at first. Oh, Miller 0 for 1 now on the afternoon. 176 on the season. 3 for 17. As the 1-0 is low for ball two. Miller has played in 15 games this season, but just her 5th start. As the 2-0 misses low for ball three. Lindstrom did walk one batter back in the first inning. Has struck out 2. As the 3-0, Miller taking the whole way there for strike one. Infield playing a bit shallow as the 3-1. And once again, Miller watches that one hit the outside corner for strike 2. Once again, she watches, but this time it misses low and inside for ball 4. So Miller works the 1-out walk. And after retiring 5 straight, the Gales get a 1-out base runner, and that'll bring up Christine Costello. Costello 0 for 1. She grounded it out to Lawners at first base in her first at-bat. Now batting .346 on the season, and first pitch swing hit back to the circle, and Lindstrom will have to eventually throw it to first for the putout. As she started to go to first and then stopped, realizing she might have had a chance to get Miller at second, but then Miller already well on her way towards second. Instead, Lindstrom decides to make sure she at least gets 1 out. So Costello is retired 1-3, Miller down to second, and the Gales with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. As Turner first pitch swing hits a slow grounder to Lawners, who will step on first for the final out. So the Gales get a 1-out walk, but do not score. And after 2.5 innings, the Gales lead the Tigers 1-0 on PacificTigers.com. The Scholar Share Tiger Pack is back for just $36. You can grab 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas to any Pacific softball game. It's the best value in town. For more information about the Scholar Share Tiger Pack, head online to pacifictigers.com/Tiger Pack. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, Tigers trailing 1-0. 9-1-2 part of the Tigers' order due up here in the third against Harkness.
For the Tigers, designated player number 25, Taylor Brink.
Taylor Brink gets the start this afternoon as the designated player. Will lead it off for the Tigers. Brink, the senior from Stockton. 2 for 20 on the season. One of those hits a double. As the first pitch from Harkness to Brink is in there for a called strike. Since the 1-out walk in the first, put runners on first and second with 1 out. Harkness has now retired 5 straight. All 6 outs by her recorded either via strikeout or pop-ups to the shortstop, Newton. As the 0-1 misses inside for ball 1. One in there for a called strike. Harkness through 2 innings. It's allowed just 1 hit, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. That's the 1-2 looking for that outside corner, and catcher Danner held it there trying to get a strike 3 called. It would not come. The count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that'll get through the infield and in the left field. Kind of as a, not quite a pop-up or a drive, kind of a in-between, but got over the head of the third baseman, Schutz, and Newton
The center fielder, number 12, Sarah.
would have had to come a really long way to get to that one. So a leadoff base hit for Taylor Brink. So back to the top of the Tigers order, and Sarah Anderson. Anderson led off the bottom of the first with a base hit, and she tries to bunt her way on, but fouls it off for strike 1. Anderson had a chopper to the second baseman, Chaparelli, in her first at-bat that by the time Chaparelli had fielded, really no chance to get the speedy Anderson at first. Anderson now 380 on the season, as she's now behind 0-2 as that is in there for strike 2. Tigers in the first got a leadoff hit from Anderson. Eventually would strand 2 on base. Now the 0-2, a slow roller. That's going to be a close play at first, and the throw in time, a nice job there by Schutz to get to it and quickly make the throw to get the speedy Anderson.
The right fielder, number 4, Haley Moran Rowan.
So Anderson has retired 5-3 and Brink down the second. So the Tigers will have a runner in scoring position for Haley Moran Rowan, who struck out looking in the first. Now 231 on the season, 7 runs batted in. As she's bunting on the first pitch, and that's straight back for strike 1. The new Smoke 9 wing with a mesquite bite and smoky finish. Try before it disappears. Only at Wingstop. Get at it. Brink the runner at second after her leadoff base hit. And swinging away, that one's fouled straight back over our heads and will bounce towards the tennis courts. On deck is Zapatozny as the Tigers try to tie things up here in the third inning. As the 0-2 is low and outside for ball one. Gale's outfield playing very shallow. As the 1-2 is lined over the second baseman's head, and that gets by the right fielder, Miller. And Moran Rowan will head to third with her third triple of the season. Brink easily scores from second, and we are tied at 1. So I mentioned the outfield was playing in, and Moran Rowan hit that on the line drive over the second baseman Chaparelli's head, and Miller unable to get to it. It bounced by her, and by the time it rolled to the wall and she chased it down, Moran Rowan all the way around to third. So her third triple of the season, and the Tigers have tied it up here in the third inning. And a great chance to take the lead as up comes Nicole Zapatosny, who reached base with a walk in the first. 300 on the season. Tigers leader in home runs and RBIs. And a chance to put the Tigers in front here in the third inning. First pitch from Harkness misses low for ball one. Harkness had retired 5 straight before Brink's leadoff single. Anderson then grounded out before Moran Rowan's RBI triple tied things up here in the third. 1-0 misses high for ball two. Infield playing in a bit, and Zapatosny hits that one well to left, and that'll land and roll all the way to the wall. Coming in to score is Moran Rowan, and Zapatosny a stand-up RBI double, and the Tigers take the lead. So Zapatosny now 19 RBIs on the season, 6 doubles, and the second extra base hit of the inning, and the Tigers lead 2-1, and now a conversation in the circle.
The first baseman, number 44, Sydney Lawners.
Morris, the left fielder, really had no chance to catch it. Tried to dive, and by doing so and missing, that ball rolled all the way to the warning track and allowed Zapatosny to easily reach second. Probably would have been best if Morris had just stood up and fielded it off in the hop and tried to hold Zapatosny to the single, as either way, Moran Rowan was going to score from third. So Tigers 3 hits already here in the third inning. They scored 2 runs to lead 2-1, and that'll bring up first baseman Sydney Lawners. Lawners struck out swinging in the first, batting .351 on the season. 16 runs batted in, 5 doubles, 3 home runs. Sophomore from Laguna Hills watches the first pitch miss high and inside for ball one. Anton Harkness came into this afternoon with a 6.23 ERA. And after 2 scoreless innings, has given up 2 runs here in the third, as that pitch is in there for strike one. One pitch misses for ball two. And 2-1 popped up. The catcher will have a chance, but it hit the net. And so because it hit the net, the catch by Danner does not count. And Zapatozzi had tried to tag up and go to third, but she'll have to head back to second as the ball hit the net. So out of play in the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I have to go back and say Moran Rowan, originally I thought it was going to be her 3rd triple of the season, but it'll be a single and then a 2-base E9. Either way, the Tigers in front 2-1. As the count now goes full 2 Lawners. And 3-2 pitch misses high, and so Lawners will walk down to first with the 1-out walk. And the Tigers look to keep the rally going here in the 3rd inning as up comes catcher Rachel Sellers.
Now batting for the Tigers, the catcher number 10, Rachel Sellers.
Sellers 0 for 1, popped up to short to end the 1st inning. We'll have a chance once again to bat with 2 on here in the 3rd inning. This first pitch swing, high pop up, straight back, and that one will just get over the net and out of play. Not a lot of foul territory here. And that one gets over the net and bounces right in front of the front row of seats. Zapatozzi, the runner, at second after her RBI double. Lawners at first. And they bunt back to the circle. They throw to first in time to get Sellers. So Sellers is out 1-4. Zapatozzi down to third and Lawners down to second, but now 2 outs as up comes Cassidy Gustafson.
The batter for the Tigers, 3rd baseman number 74, Cassidy Gustafson.
Gustafson 0 for 1, strikeout swinging in the 2nd. 239 on the season. She has a chance here with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. And it's first pitch swinging, that's popped straight back over our heads. Tigers 3 hits in the inning. Lead 2-1. As the 0-1 fouled off towards the swimming pool for strike 2. O2's in the dirt. I'll pause here before the 1-2 is once again fouled straight back, and that bounces off the net and then off the back of the home plate umpire. And it took 9 iterations and countless tries to get it right, but it's finally here. The perfection does not happen overnight. The mesquite bite and smoky finish of the new Smoke 9 wing. Try before it disappears only at Wingstop. Get at it. Once again, another 1-2 pitch to come here from Harkness to Gustafson. And down on strikes she goes. So Gustafson strikes out swinging to end the inning, but the Tigers scored 2 runs. And after 3 innings, Tigers lead the Gales 2-1 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the top of the fourth inning with the Tigers now in front 2-1. As the Tigers got an RBI base hit from Moran Rowan, and then an RBI double by Zapatosny to take the lead. The 5, 6, 7 part of the Gales order due up here in the fourth inning, as shortstop Katie Newton will lead it off. Newton 1 for 1. She had the 2-out RBI single for the Gales in the first, and now hitting .346 on the season, as that pitch misses low and inside for ball 1. Couple hopper right to Zapatosny at second will make the throw for out number 1. So Newton is retired for the first time this afternoon on a ground out to Nicole Zapatosny at second for out number 1.
The center fielder, number 42, Kelsey Long.
So that'll bring up Kelsey Long, who is 0 for 1. She struck out looking. Long lines it right back to Lindstrom in the circle. A nice job there by Lindstrom to snag that one, as that ball was headed towards center field. Had Lindstrom not reached up and made the snag for out number 2. So Long now 0 for 2 on the afternoon, and Lindstrom has retired 4 straight, as up comes catcher Tori Danner. Danner heads over and has a word with the
catcher, number 9, Tori Danner.
Danner 143 on the season. And watches the speed pitch from Lindstrom, misses low for ball 1. Misses low for ball 2. Also misses low and inside it for ball 3. And now Habit will head over and have a quick word with Lindstrom. Lindstrom so far through 3 2/3 has allowed 2 hits. The 1 earned run, has walked 2 and struck out 2. She's lowered her ERA on the season now down to 4.83 as the 3-0 misses for ball 4. So after 4 straight retired, the 2-out walk to Danner, and that'll bring up senior third baseman Sarah Schutz. Schutz is 0 for 1. She struck out looking in the second, batting 140 on the season. Yes. Lindstrom once again misses the strike zone for ball 1. So 5 straight pitches now out of the zone. Make that 6 straight now, as that pitch misses high for ball 2. See if Schutz taking the whole way, and she is. That's ball 3. So now 7 straight, and Sellers will head out and have a word with the freshman right-hander. Mentioned a bit of a windy afternoon. See the flag in right center blowing towards right. Now the 3-0 in there for strike 1. So finally, after 7 straight balls, Lindstrom with a fastball down the middle for strike 1. 3-1 is taken by Shoots for ball 4, so back-to-back walks here with 2 outs, and that'll bring up
the second baseman, number 13, Kimberly Schiaparelli.
Freshman second baseman Kimberly Schiaparelli, who is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. She grounded out to short in her first at-bat, now hitting 143 on the season, as the first pitch is in there for strike 1. 0-1 on the outside corner for strike 2. So after 8 of the 9 pitches out of the strike zone, back-to-back strikes by Lindstrom. She looks to get out of this top of the 4th with the Tigers still in front, as that misses for ball 1, and Sellers fires down to first and shoots back in safely. Tigers have not lost a game this season when leading after 4 innings. As the 1-2 misses low and outside for ball 2. Megan Walters, the sophomore right-hander, is loosening up just behind the Tigers dugout. As the 2-2 from Lindstrom misses high for ball 3. After 2 quick outs to start this inning. And bottom of the order, back-to-back walks by these 7 and 8 batters in the order. As the 3-2 is hit well to right, and that'll go just foul. Fortunate there, the wind that's blowing towards right field probably kept that from being a fair ball, as Schiaparelli hit that one well to right. Some late movement, and as it went foul, landing off of the outfield fence. So another full count pitch to come, and it hits the inside corner. So Lindstrom pitches herself into some trouble, but gets out of it with the strikeout. And after 3.5 innings, Tigers lead the Gales 2-1 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning with the Tigers in front 2-1. The 7, 8, 9 part of the Tigers order due up here in the 4th inning against Jessica Harkness, as Molly Bourne will lead it off. Bourne 0 for 1 on the afternoon. She popped up to short in the 2nd inning. Now batting 185 on the season. As the first pitch from Harkness is in there for strike 1. Bourne has 1 double, 1 home run on the season. As she watches that pitch miss high for ball 1. One misses high for ball 2. Harkness now approaching 60 pitches on the afternoon. Through 3 innings, she's allowed 4 hits, 2 earned runs, has walked 2, and struck out 4. Tigers were able to break through with 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd to take the lead, and that ball is hit well to center, but it will hang up for the center fielder Long to make the catch. So Bourne got a little bit too much underneath that one and flies out to center for out number 1.
The batter for the Tigers is the shortstop, number 23, Melanie Habib.
That'll bring up Melanie Habib, the senior shortstop, batting 157 on the season. She popped out too short in her first at bat. As the first pitch from Harkness misses high for ball 1. One 0 in there for a called strike. On the outside corner for strike 2. Harkness before this afternoon had only struck out 7 through 20 and 2/3 innings, but 4 strikeouts already here on the afternoon. But the Tigers lead 2-1 as that will be a 1-out base hit as that gets into right field over the second baseman Chaparelli's head. So Melanie Habib with the 1-out single.
The batter for the Tigers, designated player number 25, Taylor Brink.
And that'll bring up Taylor Brink. Brink is 1 for 1. She singled to start the 2-run 3rd inning for the Tigers. Bit of a line drive pop-up that somehow got over the third baseman's head, shoots for a base hit. So Brink now 143 on the season. And that pitch bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Harkness looking for that outside corner, misses. Habib at first. The senior has not attempted a stolen base this season. Two-0 is smashed down the line, and that is going to be fouled. Brink hit that one very well, but fouled down the left field line for strike 1. Brink does have one double on the season. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike as that misses low for ball 3. Harkness has walked 2 batters. After Brink, it's back to the top of the order as the 3-1 swung on a miss for strike 2. A few shadows starting to creep on the field between home plate and third base. One light pole extending almost to second base as the 3-2 pitch fouled straight back. I have not seen anybody warming up for the Gales. See if Walters may be coming in for the Tigers next inning as the full count pitch is grounded to short. They throw to second for 1, and the attempt to turn 2 unsuccessful, but Brink grounds out, reaching on the fielder's choice 6-4 as Habib is out at second. And so with 2 outs and a runner on first, up comes center fielder Sarah Anderson. Anderson 1 for 2, singled in the first and then grounded out to third in the third. A nice play made by Schutz to just get Anderson at first. Anderson 375 on the season. First pitch swing, a chopper, and they're not going to get her. So Harkness, by the time she fielded and turned, Anderson almost at first. So the second infield base hit of the afternoon, and the Tigers with that 2-out single will have 2 on and 2 outs as that comes Haley Moran Rowan. And now this conversation in the circle will allow me to remind you the Scholarshare Tiger Pack is back for just $36. You can grab 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas to any Pacific softball game. It's the best value in town. For more information about the Scholarshare Tiger Pack, head online to pacifictigers.com/Tiger Pack. And it looks like we will have a pitching change, so we will be right back. Tigers lead 2-1 in the fourth. You're watching Pacific Softball on pacifictigers.com. So the Gales bring in a new pitcher, Christine Costello, who comes in with a 2.31 ERA on the season in 33 1/3 innings. She is 1-3 on the year, has allowed 11 earned runs while walking 14 and striking out 13. So Costello, who started as the designated player, now in the circle. Also a new catcher, Brianna King, into the game as the first pitch to Moran Rowan misses high for ball 1. Moran Rowan struck out looking in the first. An RBI single in the third, which tied the game up as the 1-0 misses low and outside for ball 2. Moran Rowan now 242 on the season. 8 RBIs, 2 triples. Almost thought she was going to have her third, but they rolled it a single and then an error. It's a 2-0 on the outside corner for strike 1. Brink, the runner at second. She reached on a fielder's choice, and then Anderson, the runner at first. Her 2-out infield single. Chased the starter Harkness from the game as the 2-1 pitch misses low for ball 3. Moran Rowan does have 5 walks on the season. Certainly the Tigers will love it if she could walk here to load the bases with Nicole Zapatosny on deck. 3-1 is on the outside corner for strike 2. Full count, 2 outs here in the fourth. Tigers leading 2-1. Runners will be off on the pitch as that ball is smashed off the glove of the first baseman Turner and rolls into shallow right, being waved around and coming in to score is Brink. Also being waved around, and now a rundown between third and home and sliding and able to get back to third safely is Anderson. So a nice job by the speedy Sarah Anderson to put on the brakes near home. Seeing she would have been out by several feet and runs back, and the catcher King, who just entered the game, by the time she flipped to shoots, Anderson able to slide back in safely. So the Tigers now lead 3-1. I'm not even going to guess how they rule that. They will give Moran Rowland the base hit. And she hit that ball well. So the Tigers now lead 3-1. And up comes Nicole Zapatosny as the first pitch from Costello is in there for strike one. During the rundown, Moran Rowland able to get to second. So 2 runners in scoring position for Zapatosny, who's now down 0-2 as that pitch is in there for strike two. Oh, 2 pitch misses outside for ball one. Zapatosny now 310 on the season. She walked in the first, hit an RBI double in the third. And Zapatosny goes down on strikes for the final out. But the Tigers get a run with a 2-out RBI base from Moran Rowland. And after 4 innings, Tigers lead the Gales 3-1 on PacificTigers.com. The City of Stockton Municipal Utilities Department asks you to help with water quality and water conservation. Help us maintain clean rivers and a clean delta for everyone by reporting any sewage or bad-smelling water in the street or water running in gutters. Reporting possible problems helps everyone to maintain a clean water supply and healthy environment. Call the 24-hour emergency service center at 209-937-8341. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, Tigers in front now 3-1.
The left fielder, number 22, Ashlyn Morris.
As the Gales will have the top of the order due up here in the 5th inning, as Ashlyn Morris will lead it off. As the first pitch from Lindstrom in there for a called strike. Lindstrom had retired 4 straight before back-to-back walks in the 4th inning before getting Schiaparelli to strike out looking to end the 4th. As the 0-1 fouled off at the plate for strike 2. Morris led off the game with an infield single and then came around and scored, which gave the Gales a 1-0 lead. The Tigers 2 in the 3rd and a run in the 4th now lead 3-1 here in the 5th as the 0-2 from Lindstrom misses outside for ball 1. Morris, who shows bunt before pulling back and then slaps it a 2-hopper to have a bit short. Close play at first, and have a nice strong throw to get the Speedy Morris for out number
Second, the
1.
right fielder, number 6, Courtney Miller.
So Morris, for the second straight at bat, grounds out to short for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up right fielder Courtney Miller. Miller is 0 for 1. And she hits a fly ball to right field that keeps going and will land on the warning track for a base hit as it just kept going, and the wind perhaps playing a factor there as Moran Rowan looked like she was going to be able to make the play, and then she kept having to backtrack, and it landed over her head. So a double for Miller, and the Gales will have a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
The pitcher, number 5, Christine Costello.
So that'll bring up Christine Costello, 0 for 2. Grounded out to first in the first, and then grounded back to the circle in her last at bat. Costello, now who's in the circle, started the afternoon as the Gales designated player as the 0-1 misses low for ball 1. Gales 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. Tigers 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Here in the top of the 5th is in there for strike 2, and Sellers with a strong throw down the second. Miller back in safely. One, two, misses inside for ball 2. Lindstrom threw 4 1/3, has walked 4 batters, struck out 3. As a 2-2, a one hopper to Zapatosny, who has it go off her glove, and she'll have to just hold on to it. So Costello reaches on the E4. Miller down to third, and now the Gales have runners on the corners with 1 out for their cleanup hitter, Kristen Turner.
First baseman, number 7, Kristen Turner.
Turner, 0 for 1, walked in the first, grounded out to first in her last at-bat as the first pitch to Turner misses inside for ball 1. Big swing and a miss there for strike 1. Miller, the runner at third, she hit a double to right. And then Costello reached on the air as foul tipped at the plate for strike 2. Turner, 11 runs batted in on the season, 3 doubles, 2 home runs. As a 1-2 is a ground ball to Habib short, who will make the throw to first for the second out of the inning. Costello down to second. Miller has the hold at third.
The batter is the shortstop, number 3, Katie Newton.
So Turner is retired 6-3, and that'll bring up shortstop Katie Newton. Newton came through with a 2-out RBI base hit in the first inning to put the Gales in front. She then grounded out to second in her last at-bat. And his first pitch swing, ground ball to short. Habib will fire and make the throw. So the Gales get a couple base runners but do not score. After 4.5 innings, Tigers lead the Gales 3-1. Officer Tigers back on. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Tigers in front 3-1.
Tigers, the first baseman, number 44, Sydney Lawners.
4, 5, 6 part of the Tigers order due up here in the 5th. Yes. Lawners 0 for 1 on the afternoon. She struck out swinging in the first before walking in the third. As the first pitch from Costello to Lawners is in there for strike 1. One on the inside corner for strike 2. Lawners 351 on the season, 429 when leading off an inning. As the 0-2 misses way outside for ball 1. Chopper to third, and they throw in plenty of time. So Lawners is retired 5-3 for out number 1.
The catcher, number 10, Rachel Sellers.
Sellers popped up to short in the first and then sacrificing her last at bat, hitting .364 on the season. The wind once again is picked up. Fouled off, and they're going to say that hit Sellers' hands before it hit the bat. So Sellers will head down to first, and in fact, Sellers had stayed put thinking it would hit the bat first before it hit her, but the home plate umpire told her to head down to first, so Sellers with the 1-out hit by pitch.
The batter for the Tigers is the third baseman, number 74, Cassidy Gustafson.
And now a pinch runner will run for Sellers as Kristen Stein
Pinch running for the Tigers at first base, number 1, Kristen Stein.
will be the pinch runner. That'll bring up Cassidy Gustafson, 0 for 2 on the afternoon, a pair of strikeouts for the Tigers' third baseman, who's hitting .235 on the season. Tigers put together a 1-out rally in the fourth to score a run, and now Gustafson with a blast towards left center, and that's off the scoreboard. So Cassidy Gustafson, her 4th home run of the season, a 2-run blast off the scoreboard in left center, and the Tigers now lead 5-1. She took some big swings in her first 2 at-bats, and finally one of those big swings connects. Almost bounced off the upper left of the scoreboard, bouncing off to the side. So Gustafson now second on the Tigers with 4 home runs on the season. 17 RBIs now as the Tigers lead 5-1. So up comes Molly Bourne. Bourne is 0 for 2. Yes. That pitch misses high for ball 1. One 0 pitch misses inside for ball 2. Iowa on the inside corner. Inning started with a Launer's ground up, and then Sellers hit by a pitch, and then Gustafson, the 2-run home run. So the Tigers have now scored a run at least in the last 3 innings. As unable to check her swing is Bourne for strike 2. Two pitch misses well high. The count now full. Costello in the circle. She came in out of relief last inning, replacing Harkness. As the 3-2 pitch is hit on a line towards left field, and that one will hang up and stay in the ballpark as Morris makes the catch for out number 2.
The shortstop, number 23, Melanie Habib.
That'll bring up Melanie Habib with 2 outs and no one on. Habib 1 for 2 on the afternoon. She singled in the 4th inning, popped up to short, back in the 2nd. Now 173 on the season. As Costello hits the inside corner for strike 1. One fouled off at the plate. Gales 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. They've left 7 on base. Tigers 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They've left 6. That's the 0-2. A slow roller to third, and they throw across for the final out of the inning. But the Tigers extend their lead. A 2-run home run by Cassidy Gustafson. And after 5 innings, Tigers lead the Gales 5-1 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the top of the 6th inning with the Tigers in front 5-1. The 6, 7, 8 part of the Gales order do appear against freshman Kenya Lindstrom, who gave up a 2-out run in the first, but nothing since, as she's gotten some trouble in an inning or two, but has been able to get out of it without giving up any runs, as the first pitch to Kelsey Long as they called strike. Long 0 for 2. Struck out looking and lined it back to the circle, and that's a 1-hopper to Habib, who will make the throw. So the 3rd out in a row recorded on a ground ball to short, as Long is retired for out number 1. So with 1 out and no one on, That'll bring up catcher Brianna King. King, this is her first at-bat of the afternoon. And she came in as a defensive replacement when the Gales made a pitching change in the fourth. As the first pitch to King is in the dirt for ball one. King, a senior from New Jersey. Fouls that one for strike one. King batting .269 on the season, 7 of 26. Does have one home run. As the 1-1 pitch misses high for ball two. Lindstrom through 5 1/3 has allowed 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. And she looks for her second straight win. Lindstrom in the Tigers' last game before today pitched a complete game shutout. And the 2-2 swung on and missed as King chases that very high fastball. So down on strikes goes King. The 4th strikeout of the afternoon for Lindstrom. And after 2 up and 2 down, up comes the third baseman, Sarah Schutz, the senior, who is now hitting 140 on the season. She struck out looking in the second and then walked in the fourth. It's the first pitch to Schutz, misses low for ball one. Off-speed pitch on the outside corner. One pitch misses inside. Lindstrom has had just one, 2-3 inning this afternoon, back in the second. Looked like she was on her way to one in the fourth after getting the first 2 outs, but then back-to-back walks before getting Chaparelli to strike out looking to end the fourth. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. After that, ball is fouled off over the Gales dugout. Once again, Schutz fouls it off, this time off the net near the Gales on deck circle. Corner infield playing even with the bag. Middle infield playing a bit back. As a 2-2 once again fouled off, this time straight back. Tigers in the bottom of the 6th will have the 9-1-2 part of their order due up. So they will look to try to extend the lead before the 7th inning. As the 2-2 is high and the count now full. On deck is Chaparelli, who's over 2. Now the full count pitch fouled off once again. A lengthy battle here. Habib comes over and has a quick word with Lindstrom. The full count pitch once again is chopped and is foul. Gustafson nearly fielded that in fair territory. Home plate umpire calls foul, so back to the plate comes Schutz. And once again, we'll have another full count pitch here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Tigers leading 5-1. Tigers trailed 1-0 before 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth. As the full count pitch once again misses low for ball 4. So Schutz works the walk after a lengthy battle. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter as at the plate is a freshman, Haley Thompson. So Schiaparelli, who had struggled,
Iona, number 1, Haley Thompson.
is removed for a pinch hitter, Haley Thompson. Freshman from Santa Clara, California. And first pitch swing, and she fouls that one off at the plate. Thompson on the season, 2 for 16, 125. That's walked once and struck out in half of her at-bats. No. Couldn't quite tell what they were saying there. But Thompson shows bunt before pulling back and taking a ball, and Sellers once again will fire down to first. Shoots back in safely. One on the inside corner for strike 2. Two is high. Thompson holds off. Gales on the afternoon, 1 for 10 with runners on base, 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. As they've left more on base through the first 5 innings than the Tigers, as that slow roller to third will be taken by Gustafson and fired across. So the Gales get a 2-out walk but do not score. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Tigers lead 5-1 on PacificTigers.com. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Tigers in front 5-1, as the 9-1-2 part of the Tigers order due up here in the 6th, as Taylor Brink will lead it off. Brink 1 for 2, singled and scored in the third, and then reached on a fielder's choice and came around and scored in the fourth. Brink now 136 on the season. Mentioned Brink led off the third inning with a base hit. Inning that saw the Tigers score 2 runs and take the lead. So they've since extended to 5-1. The Tigers 3 outs away from their third 3-game winning streak on the year, as way out in front on that pitch is Brink for strike 2. Again, we see Walters throwing a little bit behind the Tigers dugout. Oh, 2 misses outside. Tigers have not lost a game this season when leading after 4 innings. Pitching has been outstanding, especially late in games, as the 1-2 on the inside corner, a called strike, and down goes Brink for out number 1.
The batter for the Tigers is the center fielder, number 12, Sarah Anderson.
So back to the top of the order with 1 out. Up comes Sarah Anderson. Anderson is 2 for 3, a pair of infield singles. The 1 out, she made a close play on a ground ball to third. First pitch to Anderson from Costello, misses outside for ball 1. Anderson now 384 on the season. Senior from Washington, as that pitch misses for ball 2. And 2-0 hits the outside corner. Costello in the circle, came in replacing the starter Harkness, and in an inning and 2/3, Costello's allowed 2 earned runs, 2 hits, while striking out 2 as the 2-1 pitch misses high for ball 3. Moran Rowan on deck. She's also 2 for 3 on the afternoon. And the 3-1 on the outside corner for strike 2. Anderson has walked 13 times on the season, striking out just 11. Full count pitch here with the 1 down. And it's a pop-up in the infield that the shortstop, Newton, will make the catch, so Anderson pops up to short for out number 2.
The right fielder, number 4, Haley Moran-Rowan.
Up comes Haley Moran-Rowan, 2 for 3. Pair of RBIs. Now 9 RBIs on the season, 254. And she bats here with 2 outs and no one on. As that pitch, a called strike. Tigers had not been retired in order since the 2nd inning. Of course, the Tigers have scored a run or 2 in each of the last 3. As the 0-1 pitch is low for ball 1. Costello looking for that outside corner, misses. The Gales in the 7th will have the top of their order due up. They will try to come from behind. Now, after a long delay before the 2-1 pitch, time is called. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. As that pitch hits the outside corner for strike 2. Moran Rowan fouls off that 2-2 pitch. Zapatosny is on deck. Should Moran Rowan reach?
Yes, the poems Kirk wrote for his rooms, they were hilarious.
Costello spins the ball around her leg before coming, and that's a line drive base hit down the left field line as it lands just on the line, and Moran Rowan running hard reaches second, so her second double of the afternoon. So the Tigers won't go down in order here in the sixth as Moran Rowan continues her nice afternoon, her third hit. So with 2 outs, the Tigers will have a runner in scoring position for Nicole Zapatosny. Zapatosny, 1 for 2, walked in the first. An RBI double, which gave the Tigers the lead in the third, and then struck out swinging in the fourth. As Tigers senior second baseman now hitting .306 on the season. And she hits that one hard into left field, and Moran Rowan will be held up, and Zapatosny will head down to second on the throw. So Zapatosny, her second base hit of the afternoon, a single to left, and wasn't quite deep enough for Brian Colsey to try to send Moran Rowan. So after the 2-out base hit by Moran Rowan and then a 2-out single by Zapatosny, the Tigers with second and third, and 2 outs for Sydney Lawners. As that pitch is in there for strike one. Lawners 0 for 2. She did walk back in the third inning. Oh, one misses outside. Big swing and a miss there. Way out in front is Lawners. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now time is called, and Sydney Lawners will head down and have a quick word with Brian Colsey.
That's super cute.
Colsey smiling as he's talking to her. Finally gives her a pat on the back as she heads back to the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tigers with a pair of runners in scoring position with 2 outs here in the sixth. Tigers in front 5-1, looking to extend the lead. As the 1-2 from Costello is hit into the air and dies, and allows the shortstop Newton to make the catch for the final out. So the Tigers get a couple 2-out base hits but do not score. We head to the 7th. Tigers leading 5-1 on PacificTigers.com.
Lincoln Center is Stockton's premier shopping and dining destination. Enjoy boutique shopping and award-winning restaurants and family-friendly atmosphere. Conveniently located at Pacific Avenue and Benjamin Holt, less than 15 minutes away from the University of the Pacific. Visit LincolnCenterShops.com for a list of stores and offer a discount of all UOP students. Lincoln Center, always in style.
We head to the 7th inning. Tigers in front 5-1. Kenya Lindstrom back out in the circle looking for another complete game here this afternoon, as the Gales will have the top of the order due up. As Ashlyn Morris, the left fielder, will lead it off here in the 7th inning. Morris led off the game with a single and came around and scored since she has grounded out to short in her last 2 at-bats, as the first pitch from Lindstrom is in there for strike 1. Lindstrom coming off of her first complete game, a shutout performance in a 1-0 win last Wednesday, looking for a second straight complete game win, as that 0-1 pitch misses for ball 1. Tigers looking, as mentioned, for their third 3-game winning streak of the season before they head to Davis this weekend for the Aggie Spring Swing Tournament. As the 1-1 misses low and outside for ball 2. Tigers will then be back home a week from today. Home game against UC Davis. Yes. A week or 2 away from West Coast Conference play getting underway. As the 2-1 is bounced to third. Nice play by Gustafson, and then a strong throw to get Morris for out number 1. So Morris is retired again on a ground ball to the left side of the infield, this time to third base.
The right fielder, number 6, Courtney Miller.
So after the leadoff ground out to third, that'll bring up Courtney Miller. Miller 1 for 2. Doubled in her last at-bat. Walked in the at-bat before that, and then way back in the first, the 1 out she made was a ball that was grounded through the hole in the right field, but Moran Rowan threw her out for a 9-3 putout. Oh, 1 misses high. Miller 222 on the season. The sophomore from Pennsylvania. It's chopped straight up the middle and gets by Lindstrom and Zapatozny into center field. So the second base hit of the afternoon for Miller. And the Gales will have a 1-out base runner.
The pitcher, number 5, Christine Costello.
And that'll bring up the pitcher, Christine Costello. Started the game as the designated player before moving into the circle. She has grounded out twice, and then she reached on an E4 in her last at-bat. Chopper up the middle that Zapatozny could not handle. That's the first pitch from Lindstrom, misses for ball 1. Costello 333 on the season. 4 doubles. As the 1-0 misses inside for ball 2. Costello taking the whole way there. Watches that pitch go down the middle for strike 1. Once again, Costello watches, and once again, the strike is called. Gales just with 4 hits on the afternoon. It's 2-2 fouled straight back. Chasing that low inside pitch is Costello for strike 3. The 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Lindstrom, and the Tigers now 1 out away from the win. As that'll bring up first baseman Kristen Turner.
First baseman number 7, Kristen Turner.
Turner 0 for 2. She walked back in the first before a pair of groundouts in her last 2 at-bats. As first pitch swinging at 1 hopper to Gustafson at third, and they throw across the diamond, and that'll do it. So Turner grounds out 5-3 for the final out, and the Tigers will pick up the win here this afternoon as Kenya Lindstrom her second straight complete game as she goes 7 innings, allowing just the 1 earned run on the afternoon. Lindstrom allowed 4 hits, walked 5, struck out 5, and gave up the run in the first and got in some scary situations, but got herself out of it, allowing just the 1 run as she now improves to 4-3 on the season, while the Gales starting pitcher Jessica Harkness will take the loss to fall to 2-3. And the Tigers fell behind 1-0. The 2-out RBI single by the Gales gave them a 1-0 lead, but the Tigers would come back in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings as Moran Rowan would single in and run to tie it, and then Zapatozny's RBI double put the Tigers in front. Tigers would extend the lead with a lone run in the 4th inning, an RBI base hit from Moran Rowan. And then in the 5th, Cassidy Gustafson, her 4th home run of the season, a 2-run home run off the scoreboard in left center, made it 5-1, and that would be the final score here this afternoon. Iona, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. They left 9 on base. Tigers, 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. They left 8 on base. Tigers with the win improved to 14-11, while the Gales with the loss fall to 5-11. So the Tigers now will head to UC Davis for a tournament this weekend before returning home in 1 week for a game against UC Davis here at Bill Simone Field. So that'll do it here this afternoon. For producer Corey Crawley, I'm Paul Meissen. Glad you could join us as, once again, the Tigers defeat the Gales 5-1. This was Pacific Softball, PacificTigers.com.